Hello again, chapter 14 again. Now the third lesson in chapter 14. I will read the text again and provide the correct answers so you can compare them with your own. Let's start. Course 5, lesson 42. Oliver Twist, chapter 14. Old Sally's story. It was bitter cold, a night for the fortunate well fit to draw close to the fire and be thankful they were at home. For the homeless it was a night to lie down and die. The matron at the workhouse where Oliver had been sent was just having tea. She had been alone these past 25 years, ever since Mr. Carney had died. She heard a knock on the door. It was Mr. Bumble, the parish beadle. Shyly, Mrs. Carney asked Mr. Bumble if he would like to stay for tea. Mr. Bumble said, yes, indeed, he would be delighted to stay for tea. Then he gave Mrs. Carney a look that made her face turn pink. Do you take it sweet, Mr. Bumble? Very sweet indeed, said Mr. Bumble, fixing his eyes on her. And if ever a beadle was capable of looking tender, Mr. Bumble did it just then. They sat down at a round table by the fire. As they talked, Mr. Bumble kept moving his chair closer and closer to Mrs. Carney. He drank the last of his tea and finished a piece of toast. Then he wiped his lips and kissed her. Mr. Bumble, cried Mrs. Carney in a whisper, I shall scream. Mr. Bumble said nothing. Instead, he put his arms around her. Just then there was a knock at the door. It was a poor woman from the workhouse. If you please, mistress, she apologized. Old Sally's going fast. She says she has something important to do before she dies. Sir Conley was very angry. She got up and muttered something about old women who couldn't even die without bothering their betters. As Mrs. Carney followed the rich woman outside, she scolded her all the way. Left to himself, Mr. Bumble acted very strangely. He opened a drawer and counted the silverware. He inspected a silver milk pot, checking to see if it was really silver. Then he put on his hat and danced around the table 4 times. Meanwhile, Mrs. Carney sat by old Sally's bed. Now listen to me, said the dying woman. It's my last chance to confess. In this very bed, Sally said, I once nursed a pretty young woman. She gave birth to a boy and died. The thing is that I robbed her. She wasn't even cold when I stole it. It was gold, I tell you. Rich gold that might have been used to save her life. Gold, cried Mrs. Carney greedily, bending nearer the dying woman's face. Go on. The poor girl trusted me, and I stole from her and from her baby. In my heart I stole her treasure when she first showed it to me. It was hanging around her neck. They would have treated her baby better if they had known. Oh, if someone would only help that poor child. The boy's name, Mrs. Carney demanded. They called him Oliver. Old Sally gasped. The gold I stole was. Yes, yes, what? Cried Miss Carney eagerly. Then suddenly she drew back. Old Sally had made a strange choking sound and then fallen back on the bed, lifeless. Meanwhile, Fagin was growing very worried. When Toby had returned alone from the robbery, he had no idea of what had happened to Oliver or Sykes. Fagin had been out all evening trying to find out if anyone had news of Sykes, but no one knew a thing. Finally he had turned his steps toward home. He was about to open his door when a dark figure approached him. "Fagin!" whispered a voice close to his ear. "Where have you been?" "On your business, my dear," said Fagin. The man, whose name was Monks, came inside. They talked in whispers for some time. Fagin tried to calm him, but the fellow was very angry. Monk's voice rose as he said, "I tell you again, it was badly planned. Why did you not get him into picking pockets like the other boys? By now he would have been arrested and sent safely out of the country." "Oliver was not like the other boys," Fagin explained. "It was not easy to train him to the business. But now, if he's dead, it's no fault of mine if he is," cried the other man. "Anything but his death. I told you from the start, I won't shed blood. Murder is always found out, and it haunts a man besides." "What's that over there?" "The shadow of a woman." Fagin rushed out of the room and then came back. "It's nothing," he said. "No one's there." "I know what I saw," cried Monks. His body trembled. Fagin looked at him with scorn. They both walked all around the place, but found no one. Finally Monks left. Mrs. Corney hurried back to her room, where Mr. Bumble was still waiting. "Oh, Mr. Bumble," she cried, "I have been so dreadfully put out." "Then you should take something, ma'am," said Mr. Bumble. "A little wine, perhaps?" "Oh, no, I couldn't," said Mrs. Corney primly. "Oh, well, look on the top shelf in the right-hand corner." Mr. Bumble quickly filled the cup. After drinking half of it, Mrs. Corney simpered. "I'm better now." Mr. Bumble tried some wine too. Then they sat back in their chairs, which were pushed quite closer together. "This is a very comfortable room. The board gives you free calls, don't they, Mrs. Corney?" he asked, pressing her hand. "And candles," said Mrs. Corney, flirtatiously. "Calls, candles, and a house rent-free," he said. "Oh, Mrs. Corney, what an angel you are!" Mrs. Corney sank into his arms. "Did you know the master of the workhouse is worse tonight, my love?" asked Mr. Bumble. "Poor Mrs. Cloud can't live a week, the doctor says, and I shall take his place. Oh, Mrs. Corney, what luck of two hearts such as ours! One little word from you, Mrs. Corney, and everything will be perfect. Will you say that one little word?" "Yes," Mrs. Corney sighed contentedly. After a long and loving hug with his future wife, Mr. Bumble went out into the cold again. This time he went to Mr. Sowerberry's to order a coffin for old Sally. Now let's go to the answers. Okay, IELTS answers. True, false, not given. A. True, false, not given. Here I wrote the sentences in the same color as the answers in the text. Okay? The sentences are the same colors as the answers in the text. Let's start together. IELTS answers A. True, false, not given. Number one, Mrs. Carney had been a widow for more than 20 years. True. True. 2. Old Sally confessed to saving the life of the young mother. False. False. 3. Mr. Bumble secretly inspected Mrs. Corney's silverware. True. True. 4. Monks wanted Oliver to be trained like the other boys. True. True. 5. Mrs. Corney refused Mr. Bumble's marriage proposal. False. False. Number 6, Nancy decided to arrange their marriage. This one is not given, not given. B. Vocabulary in context, choose the best meaning. Number one, confess means B. To admit something wrong. To admit something wrong. 2. Greedily means C. Wanting more than is needed. Wanting more than is needed. Number 3. Haunts means B. Comes back to trouble. Comes back to trouble. C. Short answer questions. Number 1. What did old Sally steal from the dying young mother? What did old Sally steal from the dying young mothers? She stole gold that belonged to the young woman. She stole gold that belonged to the young woman. 2. Why was Mrs. Carney angry when she was called to old Sally's bed? Why was Mrs. Carney angry when she was called to old Sally's bed? Because she was annoyed at being disturbed by a dying woman. Because she was annoyed at being disturbed by a dying woman. 3. How did Mr. Bumble behave when left alone in Mrs. Carney's home? How did Mr. Bumble behave when left alone in Mrs. Carney's room? He checked her silverware and even danced around the table. He checked her silverware and even danced around the table. Question number 4. What did Monks want to happen to Oliver instead of his death? What did Monks want to happen to Oliver instead of his death? He wanted Oliver to be caught stealing and then transported, sent away. He wanted Oliver to be caught stealing and then transported, sent away. 5. What was the outcome of Mr. Bumble's visit to Mrs. Carney? What was the outcome of Mr. Bumble's visit to Mrs. Carney? He proposed marriage and she accepted. He proposed marriage and she accepted. Thanks a lot for listening. We finished from chapter 14 with its 3 lessons. Goodbye now.